Good afternoon, and welcome back to my channel. As you may have noticed, there have been some recent changes to the channel and how the design and aesthetic are. And the reason for this is I'm kind of going in a different direction to possibly envelop and develop my vlog skills, as well as let you see a light or a glimpse into how my life is and some of the things that are going on in my life. I'm moving over to a vlog format, and I'm going to also include some of my drone footage as I get more and more of that captured, so that you can see some of the stuff that I've been working on in the background, as well as keep you updated on the things that are going on in my life and provide you some updates and maybe ask questions or do a Q&A, or maybe you provide a topic and I will create a video for you on that. But that's kind of the general format of which way I'm going with this channel, and the reason why I decided to do that was to kind of expand on the platform in Instagram, which I've already built pretty big following on, and kind of grow that over here so that you have a little bit more depth, a little bit more breadth, a little bit more information, and it's not just such a short representation of what's going on, either indicated by an Instagram short film or some kind of cascading slideshow of pictures. So that's where, as you can tell, the channel is kind of going into, and I welcome you if you're new. I say welcome back for those of you who have been watching and continue to support me, and thank you for that. It means the world to me. So hopefully you'll like what the content is, and if you do, make sure you hit the like button, and if you want to see more, hit the subscribe, and maybe even check the notification bell in the lower column down below, and anytime I go live or shoot another video, you'll get a notification. So hopefully that's something that will work for you. As always on my channel, I welcome all genders, all people, all souls, all people of any kind of education. I want you to come here to be able to ask questions and feel safe and know that anything that you may be going through, you're not alone, and I probably have went through it as well. And if there's any way that I can help you, that's what I'm here for. So with all of the political things or correct things away or aside, here's what's going on with me. Number one, in the last video, you'll recall, it was recently when I was down in Houston at the University of Texas Health Systems and Plastic Surgery Division. I was meeting with Dr. Daniel J. Freet, and we were talking about the discussion timelines of when my surgery is going to be potentially scheduled. And currently we are on track right now for March/April of 2023. I'm in that progress right now with my team up here where I live in the Dallas area, and with his team down there in Houston. So things, are progressing very well. We are going through some of the last minute paperwork to submit to the different individuals in administration for those approvals. It's imperative to know that for any of you out there who are going through GRS, gender reassignment surgery, that there are specific WPATH requisites that need to be met in order for you to select a surgeon and go through this in the most healthy way possible. I can't stress that enough because this is such a life-changing surgery, not only for me, but for those of you out there who are thinking about it. And the reason why I stress that is WPATH is aligned a set of guidelines and values that make sure that we're in the right mental state, we're in the right support systems, and we're at the right point in our life, physically, mentally, and financially, to execute a decision like this and of this nature. I am about 95% there. I have one more piece of documentation I have yet to complete, but should have that done by the end of this month and submit it to the necessary individuals and officials to make that decision, which is great. But I will keep you updated as we go along. But we are making great progress. Number two, on August 25th, I successfully filed my official gender marker in name change in Travis County, Texas. And the case has been submitted for final order and submission in front of the judge or magistrate in Travis County. Right now we are just currently working to align with court administration which can be a lengthy process. So if you've done this or you're getting ready to do this, please note, it can take up to 6 weeks for this to continuously flow through the legal system in the state of Texas. That was the advice that was given to me by a couple lawyers here in the DFW area, as well as the legal law offices down at Travis County when I called and talked to them on the phone. So please take note that if you're going through that process, do not get discouraged, have a little bit of patience, but I assure you, if anything goes wrong, they'll let you know. They're very, very helpful and have a great staff to provide you all the questions and answers that you may have when filling out the forms and submitting them on using your e-file system, which I highly recommend. Going down there in person can just be somewhat arduous, and probably very, very anxiety-driven event. And I don't recommend that for any of us because sometimes just being in those kinds of situations can be very, very, very nerve-wracking, to say the least. So, anywho, so I don't diatribe, but I did submit all that information. I'm just waiting for the process to be submitted through the administration of the courts, and hopefully by the end of today was supposed to be when I was supposed to hear, but I know how the system works, and I know that I need to be patient, so I'm going to give them a couple days, and then I'll be checking back in with them. I'll keep you updated. Number 3. Today, I had a little bit of free time between meetings and handling my business situations that I normally do in my daily life, and I was able to take some time and spend it with my partner and soon-to-be spouse, and we decided to go out looking for the next adventure of our life. And kind of envelop and develop a understanding of how the next 2 to 5 looks, or how does the next 5 to 10 look. And, you know, we like to think of ourselves as people that are consistently trying to make ourselves better, do better, set better examples, be a positive influence and an inspiration to others to wake up the next morning and be a better version of ourselves every day. And I can't stress that enough. Make sure that you take a moment out of your day to reflect on how you were that day, and if you made an influence on somebody's life in a positive fashion. You should wake up the next morning feeling like you're a better person than the day you were before. So with that, one of the things that we've really started to embrace was going out and looking at the idea of being a little bit nomadic, or somewhat permanently nomadic, with no residual residence to lock down. And with that comes a myriad of choices and different ventures of, like, how do we want to do this? Do we want to travel abroad? Do we want to be out in the international aspect and flying everywhere and spending time in different countries? Or do we want to start little and have a home base and then probably hit states from around, the continental 48 that we can explore and spend time with family and loved ones? So there were a lot of discussions and a lot of questions. And one of the things that we ended up coming back to over and over and over again is the massive amount of influence that we have taken on by watching some couples that have been part of the van life, school bus life, or schoolie life, restored RVs or camper vans or box trucks, or something that's been converted that allows them to be somewhat of a digital nomad. My current career job allows me to do a lot of different things like work remotely, so I'm thinking that in the possible next 2 years that this will be something that will work out really well for me. As well as them. And, it really contributes to a stronger mental health cycle as well when you can get back in touch with a little bit of free-form nature, as well as engaging in some of the hobbies that you may be interested in, and that's really what we're going for. So today we spent a better part of the afternoon going from different RV dealership to dealership, looking at floor plans, models, different types of Sprinter vans, different types of RV coaches, different floor plans that align to those. What would we need in a unit that we wanted to either purchase, or maybe we want to start from scratch and rip out a transport van, or maybe we want to rip out a school bus. There are a lot of different options out there, but the one thing that I do know is we were able to finally put into perspective what size requirements we need, types of features that are a necessity, things that are not a necessity, what things we can't live without. I being somebody that works a lot with digital content media in my private time and spare time, but also having connection to the internet and being able to work remotely is definitely a key factor. So there are a lot of different aspects of that played into the parts and the factors of what we looked at when it came to floor plans. But on a good note, we did see probably just over a dozen, maybe a little bit more, of different units, from Class A's to Class B's to Class C's, and there are so many different choices out there. So if you were thinking about going into this nomadic traveling lifestyle, whether it be an RV or a gutted out cargo van or a box truck or a school bus, take a look at YouTube and follow some of the amazing individuals out there that have done this before and are currently doing it, or are part of the van life, or van lifers as they like to call it, or Project Schoolie. If you have more questions about that and you want to know more about some of those people that we watch and that we're influenced by, hit me with a comment down below, and I'll make sure that I'll link out some of those individuals of my favorite channels and the people that I like to watch the most, who provided me the most insight, as well as my partner, as we get ready for this next venture of our life and spending time together. We really feel like this next chapter of our life is going to be the point where we can spend as much time doing the things we want to while traveling and becoming closer with one another. So if you have questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. No question is a dumb question, whether it's in regards to my transition, my life, the social aspects, the psychological perspectives, anything that's related to that is an open book. And if there's anything in any of the updates that you have more questions or concerns on, feel free to leave them in the comments and I'll make sure I answer them. But thanks for joining me today to let you know how things are going. I thank you all for tuning in. I'm going to try and keep these videos right around that 10 to 15 minute mark, because it seems to be the sweet spot for people's attention spans. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next update, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks again.